morning, my name's David and I'm from Denver, Colorado. Lived here my whole life. I joined the practice of Schwabe Chiropractic related to just general health and some back problems that I was having. I've continued here for a number of years and had great experience, and that led after an injury to shockwave treatments, which have also been very favorable for me. I chose the shockwave treatment here at Schwabe Chiropractic because I had injured myself skiing, which is unusual because I've skied my whole life very successfully and avoided injury, but ended up falling and hurting both of my knees pretty severely. And several months had gone by without improvement, and that was coincidentally at the same time Dr. Schwabe was bringing shockwave into her practice, and so it seemed like a really good fit to try to use that treatment to alleviate the problem I was having recovering from knee injuries on both sides. Here at Colorado Shockwave, the treatment plan we established was to, after an initial assessment, to enter into a 4-event treatment program over, I think, maybe 4 to 6 weeks. And that was, I think, the right decision because the results I got really grew over that, I'd say maybe an 8-week time frame. So I think that extended treatment period was the right one for me. It's been probably, I would guess, 6 months more or less from my last treatment. And what I noticed somewhat surprisingly is that the results seem to grow and manifest themselves over an extended period of time. It wasn't like an immediate conclusion to the effect of the shockwave treatment. So that was somewhat of a surprise to me, but it was very encouraging. The time frame did allow that treatment, I think, to have its full effect. The goals and expectations I had for my treatment were to recover from this really definitive accident. And candidly, while I had hoped for the problem to disappear, I actually wasn't sure that was going to happen, because after even a month or two post-injury, I actually thought I had torn some things mechanically in one or both knees. And so while I was hopeful that it would all magically go away, I wasn't so convinced that that would be the course of events. And I can say now, 6 or 7 months later, I'm in pretty good shape. Now, several months after the treatments, I really can say I have almost no residual issue or problem or effect from the injury. The soreness, the point pain I was having have all subsided, and I feel like my knees are kind of back to normal. So my game plan for the future is just to resume my normal activity level, and I'm real pleased that that's the situation I'm in at this point. My experience here at Colorado Shockwave was that I came in, there were treatments, it sort of navigated by my awareness of the various places where the shockwave was getting in contact with, I imagine, the injury points. And so it was a kind of an interactive process, and it changed from treatment to treatment. Different areas presented themselves. So you sort of work through those collaboratively with Dr. Schwabe, and that proceeds over in my case, the 4 treatments that I had. I felt like I had a great deal of support through that program because there was an opportunity to provide feedback and make adjustments from one treatment to another, or in the course of more normal chiropractic treatments that were also mixed in. So it was a very supportive environment and program to address this problem I was having. If I was interacting with someone who is considering treatment at Colorado Shockwave, I'd say situations obviously vary. One can't extrapolate one person's experience to all of them. But in my particular case, I went in with a pretty pronounced set of injuries. I got a treatment. It went actually better than I thought. And it's non-invasive. It isn't like you're going in for surgery. So I would say you could do a lot worse things than giving it a try, because in my case, it really helped beyond my expectations. and I would recommend someone seriously consider it. If I had another injury, I would certainly consider it. Based on my positive experience on my knees, I would absolutely give it some serious thought. I'd like to make a comment or two about just practice here at Schwabe Chiropractic. It's been excellent. I've had medical treatment, what I would call sort of non-traditional or Eastern-like treatment for several decades. Dr. Schwabe's very talented, really tuned in to listening and reacting to patients' condition or how it's changing or what might be effective. She's very skilled at addressing a range of problems, and my experience has been very, very positive, and I would highly recommend her in the practice of chiropractic. One of the things as a patient that I learned being treated at Colorado Shockwave is that the experience of having the beneficial effect occurs over time, and it's really quite different than what occurs in normal chiropractic treatment, where an immediate result or a problem gets corrected almost instantaneously. My experience with Shockwave was that the beneficial effect kind of came on over the weeks and months following treatments. It wasn't really an instantaneous change in the condition. It felt better, but not better in a moment. And so if I were advising somebody about what to expect with it, I'd say just be patient, go through the treatments, see what happens, but don't look for a light switch to get turned on overnight, and do give it some time.